What's up, guys? Let me stop acting silly. Welcome to On Purpose with Angel Brantley. I am Angel Brantley, and I'm really excited. Almost a little giddy, which is interesting because that's not a big part of my personality. But I'm really excited to finally be sitting here and doing this. If I'm honest, I'm really nervous because, I mean, look, it's YouTube. I'm welcoming you into my life, and there will probably be a lot of people that are like, go girl, and then I know there's people that are gonna be like, I don't like her, or they don't agree, and that's okay. But to know that that's what you're welcoming, it brings a level of like discomfort, and so I'm working through that. But I am excited because I know that this is the time and it is the season that God has called me to do this, and I'm ready for the journey, and I hope that you will continue to join me on this journey. If you stumbled up on my page, welcome. I do believe there are going to be friends and family that will come just because they know that I'm doing it, and I appreciate you as well. I do not take your time for granted, and I honor you, and I thank you for being here and showing up for me. My hope is that me showing up for you, whether you're a stranger or a friend, that me showing up for you will allow you to feel empowered, to feel encouraged and motivated to become a better version of yourself. Look, you may already be good, and that's good, boo, but we always can become better. I remember hearing someone tell me, which I'm sure you've heard this before as well, never let your better or better be enemy to your best. So you could be, or your good be enemy to better. I may be saying that wrong, but you get the point. Don't get settled in good when you can always be better. And when you become better, you can become better. And that's not a place of like, you know, I'm always in this pursuit of just being like a perfect person. No, that's coming from a space of like, there is no competition. You are your biggest competition. And what I do well today, I could also do well tomorrow, but I also can do better tomorrow. And so I think for me, learning to live in that space is honoring the fact that God created me in a way that I have the ability to grow and develop and be better. I don't see that as a negative thing. I think, you know, me being aware of my flaws and my weak areas allows me to understand that it's only by the grace of God that I'm able to show up and do things better the next day or the next moment or the next hour, because you can mess up in a second and decide that I'm going to do better in the next second. And I think me embracing that in my life has allowed me to see the transformation over time. I have made a decision to slowly make changes, and those little changes have compounded, and I am not the same person I was 2 years ago, yet alone 5 years or 10 years ago. And it's a beautiful thing to kind of go back and see the growth and the changes that has happened. I want to encourage you that you can do the same, friend. Maybe you've already started, or maybe you don't know where to start. I would encourage you to look at, you know, 1 or 2 areas of your life, or maybe even 3. I'm a 3 person. Like, I can't go beyond 3. But if there's areas that you know you need to work on, just kind of zoom in on those things. Come close, like I'm coming. Come close to those things. Don't run away. Use your faith not to pray them away, but to face them. Whether that's because you are irritable a lot. Ask yourself, why am I always irritable? You may also overeat. Well, those things actually may kind of be connected, but you may not be able to tackle both at the same time. So I would encourage you to decide which one you want to tackle and start questioning. that emotion, that feeling. Like, why am I always irritable? Or why am I running to food? Again, like I said, those things could be connected, but you may only be able to handle questioning one of them at a time. And so when you start questioning yourself, I believe that God will help you answer those questions. God will begin to answer those questions, and those answers will come through various ways. For me in particular, I became extremely self-aware of my feelings, my emotions, my concerns, my doubt, my fears. And when I begin to ask myself the questions, I then begin to lay the real issues before God. You know, instead of praying these blanket prayers like, God, you know me. Yes, he knows you, but do you know you? Because the beauty in being able to know where you are and what you're dealing with empowers you to bring significant things to the feet of Jesus to really help transform who you are, to help you renew your mind. And that's the inside out work that I believe God has called us to. Ask yourself this: when Jesus got out of the grave and he saw his disciples, he said, this I leave with you. I'm going to leave the Holy Spirit with you. And the Holy Spirit is going to dwell within you. I remember, excuse me, that's a timer. I apologize. I won't edit it out. So I apologize. But I remember one day, I think I was driving, and God said, Angel, why do you think I left Holy Spirit to dwell in you? And I was like, oh, I don't know. He said, some of the hardest work you'll do, but most significant work that you will do, is to allow the Holy Spirit to transform you internally. And then you can help people externally. But when you are trying to impose your spirit onto someone without the help of the Holy Spirit, then you haven't really made change within yourself. You're really trying to get someone to be who you are versus transforming and transferring the Holy Spirit to someone. And so I remember being amazed by that question and realizing that some of the hardest work, but the work that I really needed to do, was internally through the Holy Spirit and with the Holy Spirit. And so when I began to do that, it really empowered me to actually see real change in my own life, but also to help those around me to do the same. And so that is essentially what I wanted to share today, my friends, is what is it that you can zoom in on? Come close, like this. What can you come close on in your life? What is it? Is it one? Is it two? Can you handle three things? If not, start at one. Think about it. You know, we're always coming up with like New Year's resolutions, and we're at the end of 2021. But what can you do now to help you in 2022? Is it being more patient? For me, if I'm honest, patience is an area I have to consistently work on. Let me tell you a very practical way that I've incorporated working on my patience. When I go to the store and there's 2 lines open in the Target with 15 different options, but then all the self-checkout lines are open, but the 2 open lanes with a human being checking out individuals is long, and I'm ready to go. I'm hungry or I'm tired. I make myself go to the line that I have to wait. There's times I've said to someone, oh, you can go before me, not because I wanted them to, but because I am trying to teach myself patience. And I've watched that work for me. I refuse, majority of the time, I should say, not 100% of the time, I will refuse to go to a self-checkout line. And most people that know me know. Like, I was in the store with my sister over the Thanksgiving I think it was during Thanksgiving break, and she said, hey, you want to do self-checkout or you want to go to human? She said, I'm okay either way. And I was like, well, great, I'm glad. She was like, I know you like to go to humans. And I was like, yes, I would like to go to a human. And that's really because I don't want to break the thing that I'm working on, and that is patience. And I found a lot of small little things like that have helped me become a better person in general. But working on that patience in the grocery store has indirectly affected my patience with my husband, with my children, with strangers. I've had some of the best conversations in stores with strangers because I slowed down long enough to wait, and I was aware of things around me, and I started a conversation. I've left out of the store with people that are now friends. And so what is it? What is it for you? Is it patience? Is it gratitude? Is it overeating? What is it? I think that we all can find things to really zoom in on and work on, and find out how God will allow us to face those things with faith, not to run away with them, not to say things like, oh, that's just me, I'm an impatient person. On the surface, that sounds good because it sounds like I've accepted who I am. And, we live in a space where it's like, be who you are. No, you being impatient, let's turn it back to me. Me being impatient isn't who I am, and it's not who I want to be. So I refuse to take on that identity. I've decided that I will work on being more patient. And I don't get it right all the time, but the small things have shown up. The practice, the exercise of patience when I don't necessarily have to do it, has prepared me for times where I really needed to be patient. I've built that muscle. I would say, I'm not shaking when I go to lift it anymore. It's still hard, but I'm getting stronger and I'm getting better. I believe that you can do the same, my friend. I encourage you again, like I said, to think of things that you can work on. Don't take on too much, but whatever you do, lean in, ask yourself hard questions, and then instead of the blanket prayer of God, you know me, lay out the truest version of what is going on with you at the feet of Jesus and watch your life transform. I promise you, your life will transform in ways that you cannot even imagine. And I hope that you'll share with me if you add this to your life, if you start thinking about these things, if you start questioning yourself. Share with me ways that you're seeing changes. I would love to hear. I love you guys, and I hope you have an amazing day. Thanks for listening. Bye.